And we are live. We are here in the big picture where we help you see.
Think and act big. And welcome to the episode. This is episode 61. Wow.
Yeah.
40 more to go. 39 to go to 100, Joe.
Yeah, it's almost there. And I'm so excited, Dave, for our guest for today. And, because, you know him personally, but I've been watching him as we became friends online also. And I just want to say, there's a lot of room with this topic that we're going to talk about. Sometimes sometimes I meet a lot of people, Dave and our guest, that I would say all ideas have been all around. There's no original idea already. But I really think our guest of today would really help future entrepreneurs and as well as a lot of people who are already in business with respect to looking at their business in a different way and finding ways to basically create new market and all that. Okay, so our guest for today, guys, is the president, right, and CEO of Xoooom Autospa,
Yes.
in SMC side, and his name is Michael
Uy.
Oy. Hi, Michael.
Okay.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good, thanks.
Just feel comfortable with
Yeah.
with our setup here. And so before we do that, our venue here, it's our second day.
Second, yeah, I
No,
mean, a
not
couple of
second.
times already.
Couple
but
of times
it's
I've been here, and
consecutive
we're here
episode.
at Workplace Cafe, Mandawi, near Harrison Park, right? So if you're close by, and the reason why we're here is because they have really good internet speed and great ambience and lovely people. And we're just so excited to be here, and it's just very efficient this way to be here and
great
do this
coffee.
episode. And
Great
yeah, I like
coffee.
the coffee also. Okay, Michael, can you share to our audience, like a little background about yourself? What did you do before this?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because before I went into the business, like anybody else, I started as an employee. But it's so funny that I graduated in nursing.
Oh, nursing, di ba?
Really?
Si doctor.
This is a trend.
San Carlos.
San Carlos,
Yeah.
This is a trend.
I'm a nursing
For the
graduate as
guests
well.
Here. My goodness. Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
it's interesting that coming from a nursing background and then going to entrepreneurship, it's very far away from its the industry. Coming from that is basically I learned from it too. So I'm not I didn't regret actually that I took up nursing.
How long did you serve as a nurse?
Nope.
Okay.
What job did you took?
So after I graduated, started in a BPO company.
Ah, okay.
So because at that time we I think it was the highest number of graduates for
At that
nursing
time,
students. Yeah. I think we have 86,000
Oh,
for
One
the whole
time.
Philippines.
What year was this?
2008.
2008?
Yeah, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Mm.
you.
Yeah,
2009 for me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but moving forward, I work in a BPO company
For how long?
3 years.
And that's the only job you took, or you had other jobs?
that's,
Only job.
Yeah, only job. So what I do is I learn a lot from the BPO company as well. Basically, the customer service side of things, how to talk to people, and actually I learned a bit of English at that time as well. Confidence-wise, I don't have that. I'm an introvert kind of person, so
Doesn't show.
doesn't show right now, but I'll get into that as well. How I came
Yeah.
out from my comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah. So
You
It's
still
important.
consider yourself as introvert
a little bit.
after everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
there's a introvert of I'm an introvert, so I actually afraid to talk to people. Yeah. Then going back, so with my BPO experience, for me it's not like it's not a long-term career for me.
Oh.
So what I did is I venture out. I asked my parents if I could go abroad. So
To work as what? And as a nurse?
as a nurse.
Ah,
yeah.
yes, of
So that was the plan to work in abroad because they said that nursing abroad makes you a lot of cash.
Exactly.
Yeah. But later I found out. I went to Australia. That's where I studied nursing, like a short course. Then from there, obviously, if you wanna study, you have to work as well on the side. So
Yeah.
because you're gonna spend dollars, so I mean you're gonna.
Is it like like the usual immigration plan? Like you study and work at the same time? Is that what you went through or?
I know because I went there for a student visa.
Okay,
So-
so
Resident
you
visa.
had a visa.
Yeah, I have
Gotcha.
a student visa. So
Student visa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I have to study,
Right.
and that
Okay.
is the quickest way as well. But at
Of-
that time,
To get an
I
employment
think it's still
there,
the same.
right?
It's staying the same right now unless you get married to
Probably,
the yeah.
yeah. So
I don't know the updates anymore, but wow.
So
Yeah, so go ahead.
But the only problem with it is that if you are on a student visa, you're gonna be studying most of the time.
You have limited hours for work
You only have 20 hours
a week.
a week as well. So kind of challenging for me to basically live there, study, and very limited funds as well. And then so what I did, so I tried to work some odd jobs. So for example, I work as a production worker there while I was studying. Basically, it's we make the lasagnas for an Italian shop.
Oh, cool.
So, but it's very tiring. So you have to carry all those flowers and everything. So it's very tiring. And if you can actually see me when I was like
At that time.
at that time.
What year was
I-
this?
oh,
2000
2014.
14? No, not really.
No,
What?
2004, I guess. Before we graduated,
Oh, okay.
I was this skinny type
Oh,
of
yeah,
person.
yeah.
I'm very small. Yeah, so I could not. Probably that's the reason why I was not able to get like nursing jobs as well. That's what I think.
Yeah, because they probably need someone with like that's
Yeah.
buff
Bulk-
and that can who
bulk
can
body.
pull
Yeah.
like who can basically carry someone right in the ER or something like that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Because I tried to apply a lot of like nursing jobs as well.
Right.
While I
Are
was
they
studying.
asking you like, hey, how much can you bench press?
No.
No, just kidding.
Probably by the looking by the.
Just
by
yeah,
look.
look.
man. I don't think this guy can carry someone.
Yeah, especially with the Australian, right? The build is
Right.
big.
That's
yeah.
right. So try to apply for.
You can
nursing
take
homes.
Asians only. Just kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, I tried to
Yeah.
apply for nursing homes. Applied anything that actually related to nursing, but I couldn't find it. Now this one time I tried to apply into a sales and marketing firm, and I think that's the only
Job.
no not the only company that actually called me.
Okay.
So I run it, I jump on it, and it's pretty cool. That company showed me or teach me a lot of things. That's when I actually gained confidence.
How long did you work? Did you eventually work for this company?
Yeah.
And then how long did you
My
stay there?
4 years.
Wow, that's
4
good.
years
4 years.
in Australia.
Yeah.
That's good. 4 years.
So after that, that's the last job,
Yeah.
and then you move
You
back.
came
here.
back.
Yeah.
Come back.
So
Okay,
the
so-
reason for that is basically while I was still studying, I actually how do you call this? You change the course. Shifted, yeah. So I shift my course from nursing to marketing because that's where I found
Your passion.
My passion.
Yeah.
Like, I like
Okay,
this job.
that's very interesting because you said you're an introvert, and sales and marketing generally involves face to face
Yeah,
talking.
face-to-face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So that's really interesting as well because that's the time that when I entered to that company, they teach me how to talk properly, how to and our clients are actually
And your BPO background also helped.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really helped with the English, but
With the English.
with the confidence, it's not much.
Right.
Because with my, it's all just chat. It's a chat support, so
Right.
you don't actually like talk to people.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
grammar wise, it's okay, but when it comes to talking to people face to face, that's a.
And you're selling to Australians, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So what type of mindset has to occur in your head, like in order to, because like I don't know, I'm just maybe generalizing, and people can shoot me with this. Like sometimes it's like it's hard for Filipinos to like sell someone from other race, right?
Yeah, that's
Because we generally have like low self-esteem in terms of that.
inferiority.
Right. Sorry, that's the correct way.
And
That's
the
the correct.
shyness
Yeah.
as
The
well.
shyness and
yeah.
like and the conversation of like, will they believe me? I would believe them, but will they believe me? Like, what type of shift that has to occur in your mind in order to kind
It's a
of
shift
get
of
through it?
mindset as well, because when they teach me all this, because we're in direct sales, so
Right.
it's all about the training that they put into the mindset, and then how we do the techniques, the strategies to talk to them. It's very true that how can we convince this kind of Australian market.
Right.
So what I did is I have this mindset that he doesn't know me, I don't know them.
Yeah.
So why not just talk to them and pitch them?
Right.
Yeah. So the way we do it is we do it door to door. We do it
Door to
That's-
door.
That's the
Wow.
You know what? I've added like a lot of podcasts, right? And I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and there's this trend with successful people. They have this trend that they have experienced somewhere or another door to door selling.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Grant
that really
Cardone.
Grant
did that.
Cardone,
Yeah.
a lot of people, they're like they
Yeah.
boosted, their self confidence.
Right.
Most of those salespeople,
Nothing
the
like
books.
it.
Yeah,
There's nothing like it.
Yeah, it makes me want to experience how to do door
You can start now.
I'll sell
But speaking of that, Dave,
Yeah, go ahead.
Michael, can you walk us through like a sale that like kind of like like you can't remember, you can forget. Like, this is a very memorable sale, little client for me. And why did you think that's memorable?
Yeah. So in connection to the why I chose a niche on my business is because the product that we actually sell when I was there in Australia is very related. We actually sell a waterless cleaning product
wow.
for a car.
This
And
leads to the business
the,
then.
the most memorable for me is when I sold to someone driving a Ferrari car, and I pitched him on a shopping center.
Okay, let's break it down because I'm very interested with this. So what's going on? So when you saw the Ferrari, where was this? In his home, in the office? Where is it?
No, it's in the mall. Like
In the
it's
mall.
in a parking.
And he drives a Ferrari car.
Yeah.
What was what was the conversation in your head?
But
Like,
the-
man,
yeah,
should I go for this?
It was a surprise actually, because he was not just driving into the shopping mall.
Yeah.
He was actually from the mall.
Oh, so he just took it out from
Yeah,
basically.
he just came out from the mall, and then you
Oh.
can look on his face that this guy doesn't drive a Ferrari because he's just wearing shorts, slippers. and
Okay.
just-
Yeah,
he's
interesting.
Very normal guy.
Yeah.
And for me, it's in sales, you don't prejudge customers.
Exactly, right.
So very, very important lesson as well for salespeople. You don't judge a book by its cover. So
Yeah.
I just pitch anyone. So I pitched this guy. I don't know what car he drives. So try to talk to him, and it's more about.
So you didn't see the Ferrari first. You didn't.
I see the Ferrari.
But you don't
I don't know
know who
that
the
he was
owners.
the one. Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't link the guy to that.
All right. So you talked to
Machinery,
him,
yeah.
and
Yeah. So I talked to him, tried to befriend him and everything. And when you try to sell to someone, it's not about talking about the product. It's
really
the
good
small
point.
talk that actually gives you the connection between you and the customer,
Right.
and you build the trust, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So very, very important in sales. So I gained the trust, and then that's where I pull out my product. So
How long was this conversation? Like 10 minutes?
no,
Max?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
minutes.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 minutes.
So you have like two. You're basically given like 2 minutes of fame of
Yeah.
stage
Elevator
time,
pitch.
and then just go
That's
for
it,
it. Like
So
convert.
yeah, that's right. So basically, it's and the one thing that actually struck him is when I say, "Where's your Ferrari?" So
But did you know, or was it like?
no, I didn't know that. It was just my pitch. That's my pitch every
Really?
single time. Like,
Okay.
where's your Ferrari? Even he drives a Toyota.
Yeah, because you want to show it.
Yeah. So,
And
yeah.
gosh, it was really a
It
Ferrari.
was really a Ferrari.
That was perfect.
Yeah, so it was perfect. So actually,
Amazing.
I have a photo of it as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what did he say?
Yeah, here's my Ferrari. I was so shocked. Really? Here's my Ferrari? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
This was a good
That's funny.
story.
That was
Yeah,
funny.
that
That's a
was
good
funny.
story.
Yeah, so that's why I cannot remember. I cannot forget that the moment that I sold something to a Ferrari guy. So
Alright.
yeah, so very interesting as well.
Yeah, so bring us now today. No, so you started this business called Xoooom Autospa,
Yep.
and so it's related to the product that you're selling in Australia.
Yes, it's really.
So
very
what made you decide? So what happened? Why did you came back here and have this business now?
Okay, so the reason why also that I came back from Australia here in the Philippines is not because I want to build a company, but um, when I was there,
Was it homesick? Homesickness?
it was a bit of a sad story actually.
Okay.
The reason why being is my father-in-law actually had a stroke,
Oh, I see.
and he wasn't able to see my his grandchild. So because my son was actually born there in Australia, so it was 3 years there. We haven't go home yet, and then we had that sad news. I was in dilemma because we were waiting until my visa to be expired. So I have a choice to renew it, or I go back to the Philippines.
Yeah, and was it like a strong like were you decided even prior to that? Were you decided to stay there for good?
Um, Life there was good. I can say that. The quality of life is really nice. However, there's still in me that I really wanted to go back to the Philippines. Part of me wanted to build a company because when I started basically learning all this skill, um, I was always visioning myself that someday I can run a company in the Philippines like this.
Yes.
So that was my main goal. And then my mentor actually, he's very supportive of it. He wanted me to do it, but I actually need more.
The
more,
mentor, you meant a mentor from the Philippines or from Australia?
the mentor that I mentioned is actually the managing director of the company that I work with.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so because he's the one that always coached me from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so from when I started as entry level sales professional, down to being a leader, a team leader, he's the one who's always there as well. So I actually have a I owe him a big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Is he a Filipino or is he Australian?
he's Australian.
Oh, wow.
Australian, yeah. And then basically we still communicate with each other.
That's a really good mentor, huh?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah.
He is. I look up
It
to
was
him.
not even like holding you back. No, you should leave the company or
No,
something.
He was actually the one who said you should go back to the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And luckily, he is also the one who sponsored me for my flights going back.
Oh,
here.
amazing.
Yeah, because I was actually turned because life there was great, but with the money that we save, it's a bit challenging as well because we have also challenges as well being there. Um, so I think for me it's a dilemma because he was also tried to sponsor me for me to be part of his company, but at the same time I have to go back because of what happened. Then so what happened was I really went back.
You went back.
Yeah, I went back, and then we still communicate with each other. And he was asking if I want to go back to Australia. Then when I went here, another situation happened. So it was a bit of struggle of thinking of going back,
Right.
or I just want to stay here.
Right.
So I told my mentor that you know what, I want to build something. What I learned from you, I want to build something here in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I started.
Yeah.
And when I started my company, it was not like Xoooom Autospa straight away.
Right.
I was looking for I tried to, the same product that I have there in Australia, I wanted to actually sell it here. But it was very difficult with the logistics because the product itself is actually, it's a dangerous goods because it's flammable.
Yeah.
Because it's a aerosol.
Right.
But so that's why I'm looking into other suppliers here in the Philippines that can actually supply me the same, not same formula, but it's the same kind of concept.
Yeah.
So it was 2016, if I'm not mistaken. I found a supplier. It's just based here in the Philippines, and then from there, I tried to test out the market. It was actually there in Park Mall when I started with a car show. I started to sell these products that was my usual. That was how do you call this? That was before this Xoooom Autospa. It's a different kind of product, but then
It's still waterless
It's a waterless cleaner.
cleaner. Yeah.
So
I think I saw that.
It,
Yeah.
it was the actually I could say that I was the first person to actually introduce here in Cebu.
Right. Yeah.
So it was actually a hype.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
So you
actually-
got that like viral,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, so-
vibes.
First day I was sold out.
Let me just ask you, Michael, because some people when they come here from overseas, they would always think about like multiple businesses. They would not zoom into one thing right away. Was it the same case with you, or
No,
you're already set like, oh, since I have more background in this particular subject, I'm gonna double down on this, and is that the same thing? Is that
well,
what
for
happened?
me, when I first started to register my company, it's all about what I have in mind is sales because I was that was my expertise.
So
in
so
sales.
you're already thinking, oh, I'm gonna sell something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. But
Yeah.
because that was my expertise as well with water skiing, and I can see that I was studying the market here in Cebu. There was nothing like it.
Right.
So that's the time that I was looking for a supplier to supply me. with
Exactly.
that.
And you were doing this without a job at that time?
without a job.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! So
And
that's
when I came back
huge
here in the
leap.
Philippines, I only have 30K on my pocket.
Wow.
That's the only money that I have left.
And that's
So
for
that's-
everybody, and that's for everything, not for
Yeah.
business.
No, and then what happened was
That's interesting. Yeah.
I put in that money to actually buy a product. I mean, to get supplies. So basically, I went back to my. I'm like a prodigal son because I went back to my parents
And lived
without
there.
nothing. Yeah, I lived there for a while, and then I was not looking for any job. I was just my mindset is I want to become an entrepreneur.
Right.
I wanna start a company.
Yeah.
burn the ship, right? Like jump ship and burn it.
Yeah. So
that was a
sorry,
legal
I
thing.
missed
Yeah.
the play. How did you build up the capital if that's the case?
Well, that's the thing because with the capital that I have, I buy it on the stock.
Right.
So, and from there I resell.
Okay.
So yeah. So you have the confidence, I'd say, that you will sell it.
Yeah, I do have the.
So
confidence.
you just did the 30.
Awesome.
That's just the amount
Yeah.
that you had.
Yeah.
So it's like a story, how to start a business with 30K in your pocket.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That was-
Right.
that
Like
was 2016,
you made
yeah.
it happen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so far.
But
Amazing.
of course, eventually you added more
I'm
financial.
going to tell you something because
finance.
we've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs also, but we did ask them it's only 10K, right? And they said there's nothing I can do for 10K. Yeah, but for you did it for 30K.
Yeah,
but
I
it's not
mean-
very far off. Like I mean,
that's basically the same
This
amount,
al-
right?
yeah,
You
basically
just
the same
add
amount.
20,000.
but you know what I like about what you said is like you're very confident that I'm gonna sell this thing.
Yeah, that's it. But before that, before I go into the investment, I ordered like a sample
Right.
for it, and then what happened was I tried it on my car like every single day.
You tried it.
Like every single day.
just to
Just
check
to
it.
check if it's gonna damage the car or what.
Right.
It's gonna get scratch or anything.
Yeah, because
But-
it's
but-
dangerous, right? You're selling something and
Yeah.
then like the wood like
Yeah.
And they're gonna apply
Damage
to
the
cars.
pe- yeah.
That's right.
yeah.
So
Wow.
And then did you sell it by yourself or did you hire salespeople for
no, I
to
was doing it myself. It's pure hustle.
really?
For how long? For how long was that?
About probably 3 months.
3 months that you
Yeah.
did it.
That is every
you
single day of
You
that.
bring your products in your
Where
car,
did you
you sell it.
start
Yeah.
doing it?
Yeah,
Like
so-
which part of the city?
Went everywhere. Like I go business to business, so I go to any car washes.
My goodness,
and then-
you went on knocking on doors
Yeah.
to different businesses and say,
I think this is the first person we've interviewed
Yeah.
like this, right?
that's crazy.
That's hustle, man. Hustle
then-
101.
Yeah.
It's really interesting as well because when I was pitching this a car wash place, and that car wash owner actually just rejected me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because they don't know that kind of technology
Yeah,
before,
exactly.
so they're gonna think, oh, it's gonna scratch the car, blah blah blah. So they're very close-minded already. But one thing that actually helped me is one of while I was doing a demonstration, there was this one organizer that actually saw me doing the demonstration, and he's the one who's invited me to a car show, to his car show. That actually helped me a lot, and I owe him a lot from it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and that's when I was able to set up in Park Mall before, and that's when it started. then I can see that there's actually a demand. There was actually, well, there's a hype, and then people buy it, people reorder, and that was it. I was thinking, okay, this is the one. So after that, I start training people.
Right.
Sell.
And that's where like I probably met one of your guys, like
Probably.
meeting me in the what's this, the parking lot,
Probably.
asking me like, have you seen this before? And I'm like, no. You want to see something? I did. Was that your product? Probably.
Probably that was my competitor, Siguro.
Oh, I don't know. Man, it's crazy.
yeah,
but
so-
that's like, to me, I was thinking about like people who sold me that product. I'm like, my goodness, it's that easy. Like meeting someone, like a stranger, and asking.
Yeah. And that's what I do.
That's
in
what you
Australia.
do.
Before-
Wow.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So yeah, I also bought.
I am
kind of
impressed.
like
I
that.
tell you, man, that you. That's
Wow, that's like you learn from
It's very
experience.
difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It is. And again, my mentality was, I don't know
Yeah.
that person. You don't know me. So why bother?
and
Yeah.
and
I
and,
just wanna pitch
and
in.
that's a very good mentality because sometimes we're so like overly conscious about what other people will think, but the reality is they don't know us.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
probably care.
Yeah, of
They
course.
probably
After-
forget
after-
you
after 1
after.
minute, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's that guy?
Right.
Wow.
Unless
That's-
you're in
that's a
Facebook
good shift
Live,
in
unless
mind.
you're in the Big Picture podcast, they're gonna see this all over again. But yeah, that's crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So bring us today now
Yep.
that you have Xoooom Autospa. So you what made that shift from a selling
Okay.
of a product now it's really like you have a stall, right?
Yep, alright.
And I've heard it's a
But
franchise
I
now.
think it's important for me as well to share with you some challenges that I had.
Fire away.
Before.
and you know what? The challenges that he mentions actually are the pathways to like making him grow the company or what.
Yeah.
Diba? So,
So-
it's like challenges the way something.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
if you heard me like, oh, it's good that I have the experience this and that, I was able to build a sales team, everything like that. It was all flying. But then again, with aspiring entrepreneurs who wants to build a business or people who wants to start their own company, the challenges is gonna be there. And one challenge that actually, or a failure for me as well that I face is you have to when you recruit the right partners, it needs to be the right partner. Because I had this.
Expound.
This is interesting.
Yeah, this is very.
Okay.
I'm not gonna badmouth anyone, but it was an experience that I had bad partners before.
Okay.
So I was there mentioning my vision for the company. We're actually growing. We have sales team here and there, other places, and then I don't know, but some people just in it for the money. So you have to be careful with those kind of partners. So and I had experience firsthand actually because people think that, oh, okay, this is gonna be a good company, the vision of the company, but what I'm trying to imply is there's gonna be people who wanted your place. There are gonna be people.
They're just kind of waiting for you to slip up, and then they're gonna just kick you out.
Yeah, something like that. So that's what happened to
crazy.
Wow.
Apple.
Yeah.
So and it happened to me too.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
what happened was because for me it's more about building the trust, right, with your partner.
Right.
So probably there's something that I have to learn as well. I have to experience that kind of thing. So for me to grow. So for me it is between the relationship between you and a supplier and between
Right.
the partners. It needs to be having like a, I don't know, how do you call it?
Alignment.
There is not alignment, but
Boundaries.
there's
Boundaries.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Because what happened was I introduced my supplier to my partners.
Right. And so everybody
I was-
knows everybody.
Yeah.
So they just like
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, is,
Yeah,
is
so-
that is that what they call as well with some local
Dave, you're
term?
so good at this. You know, setting boundaries with right. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
how you structure your organization, for example.
Oh yeah, really?
No, you-
yeah,
you told me.
I think that's
No.
that's
Anyway,
actually a key. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'd like to let me zoom in about what
Yeah,
you
sure.
said, okay? Because this is a difference between this is what I've noticed with entrepreneurs. This is what I've noticed with people, and you know, like people who wants to be entrepreneurs and people who are already entrepreneurs in their mind. And this is the difference. When you talk about your experience, you said like, oh, there's probably something I need to learn here. and this is what he's saying is he's not blaming solely, like, there's something that bad that happened, but it's not like, I'm gonna blame them, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Once you have that attitude, you're not gonna learn a thing.
That's actually a victim mentality.
yeah, that's a victim mentality. But what Michael is saying, like, hey, I need to take responsibility because there's also a place for me. There's also a time for me to learn. In that, there was a teachable moment there. I just didn't get it, but now I get it. I take responsibility with that. And so if you're starting a business and you're still blaming other people, what's happening?
Guess what? Who's the problem? No?
Yeah, exactly.
You are the problem.
You are the problem.
Goes back to you.
My point here is this: like, this is a very the reason why I want to pause here is because a lot of people would say, something didn't work. It's not my fault. It's their fault.
Yeah.
When in fact, like, you have a bit to learn in that, and if you learn it, you're not gonna make that mistake. And this is a very strong, I would say, quality of an entrepreneur.
Yeah. And I think it sums up with ownership. It's
And ownership and taking
it's
responsibility.
taking responsibility
Yeah.
of whatever.
Because sometimes it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, it's
not my fault.
It's not my fault. And
Yeah, it's
you don't grow because of that.
That's the reason
Yeah.
why my business actually failed or something like that.
Yes.
So,
Right.
Yeah. So actually,
So,
I
from there-
experienced it. My
so they
business
really
was-
like what happened was you're like your business was taken from you. Is
yeah,
that
something like that?
okay?
Yeah,
so you're now back from the start.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
so-
go back to square one, and I learned my lessons because from there before we don't have contracts. Yeah. So it was
Man,
just verbal,
contracts,
yeah,
yes.
So that's the thing that actually because back in Australia the way they do it, they always stress with each other, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And here, building a business here in the Philippines is quite hard with regards to the trust issues.
Yeah, we have a term here in the Philippines, in Cebu. It's called submarino. So
That's it. That's the word.
that's that. So,
Oh my God.
man, if the other thing here is you have to understand, and this is something I think I learned along the way. If you keep on doing that to people, if you keep on submarinoing people, my goodness, it's really, you're not gonna build trust, and eventually it will just eat you out.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
my
yeah.
goodness, that's crazy, But we do see that here. We do see that here. That's why people are so guarded here.
I think it's coming from crab mentality, kind of like.
I think it comes from a place,
like,
Dave, where
it's
there's
not
not
abundance.
enough. It's not abundance.
What's a scarcity
scarcity
mindset?
mentality? Exactly.
Yeah, it's
we
coming
need
from
some dictionary
scarcity.
here. We need some vocabulary here.
Yeah,
So folks who are listening in Facebook or watching us live, please help us with our vocabulary. Just kidding. Just comment below if you have questions for Michael as we're talking about his
All right.
his life story.
So that built Xoom Autospa right
Yeah,
now. Okay, good.
That
So
actually boils down to where I am today. So where I am today, so I'm building contracts.
you have contracts now.
But the reason why I actually moved from the product selling side of things to the service side of things is because because I'm listening to customers. It was the customers who actually, hey, do you have a car wash place that you can do the service? So I was listening to the customers, and it went to my mind, okay, why should I not put a car
That was
wash?
so correct. You know what, Michael? One of my thoughts while I was offered that, I'm like, I'm going to the mall now. I don't have time to kind of clean my car now.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
I don't have time to clean my car now.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping like if you can do it, I mean, for an additional fee, something like that.
Like that. So that's when I actually get the idea of, okay, why not? Why not I try? But the blessing that came to me as well after all those things that happened to me is when I had this car show there in SMC side, in the mountain wing, I was discovered by one of the admins of the mall, and I think that he was the one who's actually endorsed me to present my concept, my idea to the mall admin. So from there, but going to the mall or like putting up a business inside the mall is very important, especially if it's SM. So I think their permits or their paperwork is gonna be like that. It's very thick, the paperwork. So
Yeah.
it goes to the point that I wanna give up. Like it's really hard.
Like, what's
but-
that, safety related things?
everything
or-
like
That's like the contract for
The contract.
everything,
yeah.
the requirements that you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very very they're very tedious.
Tedious,
So,
yeah.
So Um, we had the initial meeting at March, but we were able to operate October.
Wow, that long?
What's that? Like 6 months, 7?
6 months to do it.
Yeah. Wow.
So it took a while for us
Just
to,
for the paperworks.
yeah,
And all.
paperworks, the
Wow, 7 months.
The requirements,
permits,
yeah.
everything. So it's very hard, but once you get in, then that's it. You can actually it is much more easier for you to open up another location.
And
Right.
with
the same
partnership
yeah,
with
yeah.
SM,
So,
yeah.
For example, right now we have 5 branches, and most of them are SM branches. So basically, our main branch is in SM Seaside. Then we have one in SM City,
Wow.
and then we do have 2 in Cagayan de Oro, SM Uptown, and then SM Downtown Premier as well.
Because of you've already basically met the requirements. It's easy for you to
Yep.
kind of like just expand within that
Yeah.
area.
Now,
Interesting.
finding the right partners as well is the most.
So the Cagayan branch is like someone.
Yeah.
It's a franchise.
It's a
bas-
franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I began franchising the business last year. I think. Oh no, 2018.
How much is the franchise?
Franchise fee?
Are you allowed to share share
Yeah,
it?
I can
Yeah.
share it as well. So franchise fee is It's only 150,000, but that actually is.
Is there a product?
Yeah,
with it?
there's the supplies there, the use of the brand, the
Right.
systems and structures, the trainings,
Yeah.
uniforms. But the good thing about it is that we allow how do you call this, staggered payments. So it's
You're-
not like a one-time.
And your setup is very mobile, right? Because
Yes.
you have to like, you have to close down with the mall, and so you have to keep your equipment
products, yeah.
Yep.
like pretty mobile.
Yeah, pretty mobile. The reason why we're doing that is to provide the convenience
Yeah.
of the customer, because this is the concept that we have. Aside from the technology that we use, aside from the skills that we actually use as well with the customer service, what we are providing value to the customers is the convenience for them.
Yes.
Because what we do is we clean your cars
Yeah.
while you go shopping.
Yeah.
So it's very, very simple.
Yeah,
You know?
and you know, you have this vision actually. Right? I really admire that vision. But can you share like to our listeners, like what's the big picture of Xoooom Autospa? Because you're a fan of that. You're like, you want the customer service. Yeah. Can you share to us what does it really you provide to the customers?
Okay, cool. With aside from the the
Convenience,
convenience
yes.
of what we give the customers, at the back of it, it's also our advocacy to save water. That's actually
Oh, that's
one
good.
of our advocacy is we're trying to do our part in the water crisis, because as we all know that we have all this news that the Buhisan daw, it's there's a water shortage and everything like that. So we're trying to teach or educate customers or even the people as well who haven't tried our services, is that when using Xoooom Autospa services, you're actually saving up to 70 gallons of water per car wash.
Per car wash.
Because basically when you're using a hose, a high pressure hose, it's gonna be 10 gallons per minute.
Oh my goodness.
That's what the usage of the hose. With every car wash we only be using like a gallon of water.
Oh, okay.
So pretty sure we actually save water with every car wash. That's the green part of it, and also with the products that we use it's something proprietary. It's because it's specially formulated for only Xoooom Autospa.
And these are safe products, right?
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
they're not the
Not
oil.
environmentally hazardous.
Yeah, that's right. So it's what we also use is the water-based products as well. So it's not like the oil,
Right.
silicon-based as well. So
Once you wash those,
yeah.
yeah.
What it will do is if you use oil-based products, when it's raining, it's gonna
Yeah.
build some smudges.
Right.
With ours, it just slides off and it less dust on your car, and basically it's like brand new when you go to, like if it's raining hard, like
Right.
you get a free car wash, something like that.
Michael, like learning from, are you running Xoooom Autospa on your own, or do you work with, like, you have partners for this? one
It's a
also?
franchising.
No,
already,
like,
but Oh yeah, is
Like-
this also
Yeah.
solely you own this or?
yeah.
Yes, basically I own the company 100%.
Okay.
So, but I do have a team as well who actually um, supported me along the way. So, especially I'm with my wife. So,
Best
Yeah,
team.
like Christopher
Yeah.
earlier.
The best team, yeah.
Yeah. So
Teammates.
it's like a tandem because I'm more of the sales and marketing and
Yeah.
the operation side of things, and she's the one with the administrative.
Right.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
and then right now, as the company grows, I actually hired a manager as well
Right.
to be able to support.
Is it like per area or something? Like
I know, basically
one
one area, but I will be the one who actually directed her to like go to this branch,
Right.
do the auditing and everything like that.
Ah,
So,
okay. Gotcha.
yeah, very very useful as well. So, but
You're,
most of it,
you're basically like expanding like your time
Yeah.
also, right?
yes.
So do you have like an office for that, or is it like all like office
Basically-
less?
yeah,
No.
office less. Yeah. Very saves a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
space, and also I just use the like for example we're here. in
There's
work-
co-working space. Yeah.
co-working space. So
Awesome.
but also what I'm also advocating as well is providing jobs to the less fortunate. For example,
So you hire the right people as well.
like I don't really I don't give much of the care less about the education side of things.
Right.
So what I normally hire is the one who do the car washing is people with out of school yet.
Right.
So, but yeah, we all know that they have this the background that they have and all this and
Yeah.
that. But I don't really judge.
You
people.
don't screen them out
Based on
like
education.
Yeah, based on
Atti-
education. It's more
educational
about the
attainment.
attitude. So I
Right.
hire people.
Do you do the interview yourself or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the branch, but if
Right.
I'm not, then the manager will do it as well.
Right.
Yeah, and you've mentioned about this, like, revolutionizing how the usual car wash like service attendants do it, right?
Yes.
And in your Zoom Autospa, you have like uniforms and so can you tell us more
Yeah,
about why you're doing that
Yeah.
instead of like making it cheap without the uniform?
Yeah, that's right. So when we talk about car wash, it's more of like it's like in the streets, like people wearing sleepers.
Right.
They're doing shorts. They're on the sandals. Sometimes they don't have they're shirtless.
Yeah.
So for me, when I build this company, I want it to. That's why I come in. I think there's a gap. There's actually a gap in the market that we are, and I'm choosing that niche as well. That's because they're not. I'm trying to like how do I say this? I want to upgrade.
Level it up.
Level it up.
Right.
The image of the car wash industry. So as you have mentioned, we have uniforms. We wear IDs. They have shoes. They have long pants, and it makes more you get more presentable and you get more credibility as well.
Yeah.
And you mentioned like you take photo. What was that? You track everything of the
Yeah.
car before and
Yeah. So also with what we do before we touch the car,
To take photo.
yeah, we take photo or video.
Video.
Especially there's like laptops inside.
Right.
Or their dents or any scratches.
Right.
So we actually work like in casa. So,
yeah.
We include that in our systems, and we make sure that everything is all.
So just upload these photos
Yeah, we
somewhere?
just save it on our
Save in your phone.
on your phones.
Yeah.
And then,
Just in case,
and
like,
then we do
hey,
have these
you know.
customer forms as well that we list all the items inside.
Yeah.
So yeah, from the
Yeah,
tissue
and
paper
you don't
to-
get that from the usual.
Just being thorough, I think is very important, and these things like
the small things,
the
right?
customers would definitely appreciate these things because like one of the fears of people who
Go to car wash.
who have their car wash is like, my goodness, did I lift something there?
Yeah.
I mean that's what's going, guys, because I'm
Yeah.
kind of like there are a lot of papers and sometimes
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I tell you this one experience. We do have a customer. He said that all valuables are actually taken, so no valuables. But by the time that my supervisor actually looked into the car, man, there's like loads of cash.
Wow.
Like loads of cash, and this happened like in election.
Oh
It was election
yeah.
money, I think.
Me-
But yeah, like, so that's why we call my supervisor called the customer, and yeah, the customer actually running and sweating.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
almost thousands
Yeah.
of pesos there.
So you have to really get that out.
If
just
it
to
happened elsewhere, it would have
I
been a
don't know.
blessing.
Yeah, that's it. So,
Blessing to someone. Nah, just kidding. Just
so I
kidding.
make sure that
Just
everything
kidding.
is actually all my staff are
Yeah.
compensated
Yeah.
As well. So I give them,
Compensated well.
well. So,
Yeah.
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 Very very.
I mean, it's like it's very important to just make sure that like the value of honesty and like honest living is like proliferated within like the organization, right? Because I mean, like things like that, like election money. My goodness.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and Michael, so I've noticed that you're really like very like into the system, the the process, making it, leveling it up. Do you have like where do you learn all of these? Do you have like mentors right now? And I know I've seen you being part of DTI as well, right? So can you share about the importance of that learning and improving?
Yeah. So when as an entrepreneur, you never stop learning.
Yes.
It needs to be on your DNA. So
Wow, love that.
The reason why you become an entrepreneur is it's not because of the money side of things. It's more about the learning, and the money will just
It's a byproduct.
yeah, it's a
It's like
byproduct as well. When you talk about the DTI Mentor Me program, yes, I actually joined it because it actually I'm actually hunger for information, and what information out there that will help me
Yes.
grow, I would take it. And the good thing
amazing.
about this is that actually promoting it, it's actually free
Yeah.
from the government. So
Right.
it's a good place to start as well if you want to run a company, because they're gonna teach you all about the taxation. They're gonna teach you from operations management, the supply chain, everything about the survey. And even though I have that already, it's more of a review of the basics, the fundamentals of it.
Right.
So very very important as well. Sometimes we know all this stuff, but you might be wondering why my sales are actually going to a slope. Then you should ask yourself: are you doing the basics? Are you doing this and that? So for me as well, with all the things that has been happening around me, I need to adapt because competitors are there. So you need to be you should be on your feet always. That you need to be to know what are the next innovation. So so I've always been researching what could be other services that we'll be able to do. So right now, because we are very limited to the location that we have. For example, with SMC side, we have SM Mabo, SM City. So sometimes we have customers from all the way from Mandaue or from like Lapu-Lapu, for example, because I'm doing the digital side of things as well with marketing. So right now we're actually also giving home servicing. So we're reaching out to those customers,
suki.
It's mga suki. So that we can still get that market share. Because what if
Yeah.
we go to the other
Yeah.
competitors?
And is there someone out there, I don't know, who have done like home service type
Yeah,
of
there is.
yeah. Okay, so Michael, what's next for your organization?
Okay. I think that's a good question. I'm not gonna basically. This is not.
Like just like a general kind of
Okay.
like vision, not exactly the overall
business plan.
strategy. business
Someone
plan.
might buhaya, ano to? Sa Marino.
Submarino, someone might copy it.
Yeah, someone
Might get you ahead of you.
Yeah, it's just maybe a general.
This is like a drone.
maybe someone may be spying, but yeah. Well, the next for Zoom is it's more of building a core.
Yeah, for Zoom and for you also, right?
So having a core team, is actually very important for me. So I'm trying to make sure that the foundations that I have for my organizations is gonna be strong enough. That what I mean is it's I'm trying to find any more loopholes in my company. Especially began to franchise the business. So obviously there's gonna be a lot in the franchise agreement that I need to improve, or probably my relationship with my franchisees needs to improve as well. So that's one of the focus that I have. However, for the future of Zoom and for the future of each businesses, I think we all need to go digital. And how businesses grows with the mobile app, for example, or the web-based bookings like that. I think that will be our next how do you call this, our vision for the company. And I think with that, it can actually give more branding, more reach to other customers. And I just want that Xoom Autospa will be when we talk about branding, there's always one or two, three things that goes to your mind,
Yeah.
right? And you need to be one of those three brands that every people.
Yeah.
So when we talk about car wash, they want to think Zoom.
Oh, nice.
So that's
It's like what do you call it? The first.
Colgate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Colgate
everyone-
toothpaste, Colgate. Or
Yeah, what do you call that in marketing? Like the first
Be the
in
first, yeah.
first in mind.
First in
Yeah,
mind.
right?
First
First
in
in
mind,
mind. Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Michael, we usually thank you so much for sharing your story. Okay, it's very inspirational, and not only that, I learned a lot of things from your story, and pretty sure a lot of our audience have learned a lot of things. But this is the part of the podcast where Dave and I would share our learning
Yeah, takeaways.
takeaway, all right, from what we've heard from you. Okay, so of course, as usual,
I'll
Dave will
start
start it.
All right, so I think everyone should experience the door to door. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's like it's important if you really get to that hustle and grind situation, because I always believe, like, and I know Michael didn't say this, but I always believe that to become really successful, you have to be hungry for it. Like, you have that hunger that whatever it takes, you'll do it. And I think, yeah, being in a situation where 30K is your last money, I think that you're really hungry for growing. And yeah, I'm not saying that you should be in that position, but if you have that hunger, I believe, and that will motivate you to knock doors, to sell something. That's very crucial in succeeding. So
Right. Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. To me, it's really more of I related to hunger and hunger for learning, and like because Michael and I spoke online before this, so so I'm kind of like, oh, this guy's very hungry for new things and learning and just new technology, and the reason I want to zoom in into that, because I've also meet people like online or even like in person, like whenever I talk about like, oh, this is something that would help, like any training, when you mentioned DTI's Mentor Me program, and people would like, for example, DTI, how long was it? How long would we do the coaching?
11 sessions.
11 sessions, that's like 11 days, right? Something like that. And when people hear like 11 days, that's too long. Kind of thing. I usually get that that reaction,
Once, yeah.
right? And I'm thinking like, but that's 11 days of building your business. It's not like, do you want to build a business in like 2 sessions, right? Like, that's impossible. Like, it takes time, and anything that's worthwhile doing is like, sometimes it takes time. It's like, I remember there's a proverb that says like, it's like, if you plant a grass, it will probably grow the next day, but if you plant a tree, it would probably take some time, more time than that. And so what I want to zoom into that, because I want to encourage our viewers and listeners today that keep on growing, and whatever it takes to grow, go for it. Because like building your business, building your career, and whatever it is, like even building your relationship with your family takes time, and it has a price. And sometimes a lot of people are not willing to pay that price. And so sometimes the price is time. And so yeah, take the time. Sometimes DTI is free, but very less very few people avails of it because it takes time, right? It takes time from your movie time. It takes time from other things, right? But the reality is, like, I'm preaching now, but reality is, yeah.
Everything
always
good
be
takes
hungry.
time.
Everything
Yeah.
takes time.
Everything great.
Even here, the Big Picture podcast, we took time, and that's just reality. It's something that we've accepted as reality. That in order to build something like this, we have to, you know,
Yeah, you have to
Push for
trust
it.
the process along the way.
Trust
Yeah.
the process. I like that.
It will show that.
Okay.
Show, yeah.
Michael, this is not this is not the end of our episode, because we're gonna go to
Our
the
lightning
lightning round.
round.
So
We don't have sound effects.
so
Lighting, right?
the lightning
The
round
lightning
is like a short questions that will ask you so that our audience can get to know you better.
Yeah. And you can answer it really quick. if
And
you
really
like.
quick answers. And so, for the benefit of our audience, Michael didn't know these questions beforehand, so it's coming in as a surprise. Question number one is, who or what inspires you?
I think my family.
Your family,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Do I need to expound it? Or what?
If you like,
Yeah,
like
just a quick-
really quick. Yeah.
Well, if you are on a survival mode, then there's nothing you can go back to. It's all about the family. How
Wow.
how you can actually provide food in the table.
Yes.
All this. That's the reason why I do the hustling and grinding as well.
Yeah, awesome. All right, and do you have like a morning routine or rituals that you do?
Well, I just recently started with it, just to change the habit. Before, I don't usually like go out in the morning, like eight in the morning, go jogging. So right now, and also what also motivates me is because my son, he's the one who actually wakes me up. He's my alarm
Right.
clock. So
Okay.
he wants to go biking outside. So and also motivates me. Okay, I might go for a jog.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! So that's a jog, and then after that it's business, or do you have like a
Probably
routine?
a brunch with my wife.
Okay,
Yeah,
spend time with family.
Spend time, and then my routine is when after that I send my son to school, and then go to my location,
Right.
my shop. So and that's when I do my routine operations, everything. Do a quick meeting with my managers, and then after that it's more of communicating with my franchisees.
Oh,
So
okay.
I always
Constant communication.
Yeah, because that's really important as well, and they need my support as well for running their business. So if they have any challenges that they actually face, so I'm the one who's giving them advice, this and that.
Yeah.
So probably that's it.
Okay, next question. Is there any resource, either a book, a show, a music, a song, movie, whatever it is that you think would be beneficial for our audience that you can recommend?
Probably a movie. I'm not a book person, so
Go ahead.
I'm very sorry.
No
but
problem.
No, it's okay. I'm not a book person also.
but yeah, because I'm more of a visual kind of person.
Yeah,
So
get it.
probably the movie that what inspires me is, the Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
Will Smith. Will Smith, right?
It's funny because when you talk about the door-to-door thing,
Yeah.
I said, like,
yeah,
are you
that's like that. No?
are you sure? Were you confident of selling all those units? And you said yes. I'm thinking about this guy Will Smith in that
Yeah.
movie, because
Yeah.
he bought also the same, like, a lot of units, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, actually.
And he went door to door.
Yeah, it resonates as well to me, and yeah, I think also with the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not about the.
Because
the
you're sure the sales guy, and you're probably thinking about the persuasion aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And building the confidence.
Not the scam.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what I'm sorry about the
Yeah.
skill set, because for the benefit of our viewers as well, for you to become successful at what you're doing, or if you want to be like, if you want to achieve something that you want, you just have to. All I can advise is you have to develop one important skill. It's a
wow.
high income skill.
Yes.
That you need to develop.
I think that's a perfect answer for the last question. But anyhow, so
So yeah.
yes, and of
So-
course, guys, money heist only happens in movies. So don't steal bags or whatever. Anyway, so next question is, do you consider yourself successful?
Not quite yet. I will not, because again, I have some little victories. I have some wins, but I would not say to me that I'm very successful already. There's so much learning that I need to cope. I need to learn,
Yes.
and but that's the reason why as well that I went to the challenge, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's again for me, it's not enough. It's never enough. So you need to have that attitude as well, that you not be contented by what you have already, because that's what happened to Nokia, right?
Right.
So
Really good.
that's a good example as well, that if you think that you're more successful, then you become stagnant.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Just so you know, we were talking about that
9 to 5.
5-day business challenge that we're gonna have starting October 28th. If you wanna learn more about that, you can just drop us a comment. Just tag the Big Picture Pod, the Big Picture Philippines, and we're gonna get back to you in the next schedule for that one.
And yeah, the last question on this part is a lot of our we can relate to your story actually, because we started this podcast in a thought of like so many people Filipinos going abroad,
Yeah.
as OFW, or they're stuck in a job that they probably don't really love, right? Or what is your advice for those people who would love to like spend more time with their family and or start a business or whatsoever?
Okay. That's also the reason why I go back here in the Philippines. Is there's so much potential here. So much potential. You might think that, there, if you go abroad, there's a greener pasture there. The grass is more green there than here.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's because from my experience, you spend dollars, you earn dollars.
Yes.
So basically, the same here in the Philippines. Like you spend pesos, you earn pesos. So it's the same currency anyway. But if you work there and go back here, then that's a different story. But then again, is it really worth it? Like, you're away from your family. If you have family here and you go abroad, so there's a lot of sacrifices as well. But in the end, it's really up to you. For me, for people that needs advice about this, for me, one of my advocate is that I love to share my story, is because um, I really want to shift the mentality of Filipinos going to abroad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why not start here? Why not build something that is more meaningful to you, that you're passionate about, and try. It's all about grit. It's all about grit. It's all about grit. It's putting the effort in, day out, every single day. And I forgot to mention to you as well. When you try to build something, when you put effort as well. When I was working back in Australia, I never had day off.
Wow.
Never.
Not even Sundays.
No, on Sundays. And my wife is actually scolded me that why sometimes I don't have time with them, because it's more hustling. And when we skip the part about the 20 hours, right? The 20 hours of
Correct.
you working. That's the reason why I got into this firm as well, because I work on commission. So it's not an hourly thing. So that's why it's not, even though I'm in the field for 8 hours, it's not counted, because I work in commission.
Yeah.
I see.
And when
So
you
that's
work-
kind of a workaround for you
Yeah, that's a
to
workaround
make
for me.
make all needs all met something.
Make needs meet.
Something. We need a vocabulary thing.
Yeah, so
Damn.
that's the reason why as well, and that teaches me a life skill.
Yeah.
If you work in commission, like, this is my takeaway for everyone who's an employee. Try working on a commission. You will learn a lot.
High paid
Yeah.
commissions. Yeah.
Not really
That's
high
good.
pay, but
Yeah,
if you
start from
think-
there.
Yeah, because you're paid per your
Per effort. Per result.
Per result.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
to perform in a high level to get
Yeah.
what you want.
What
Exact.
happened?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oops.
So
Na-stop?
Broadcast was pause.
It's okay. Ending naman ito.
lagi.
Okay na tayo ito, Joe? Any call? Hindi na ma-cancel, no? Sometimes magod na eh.
Basta.
Very busy. Okay na? It's still continuing? Yeah, sige.
It's there.
All right. So yeah. So the last question, Joe, of the lightning round.
The last question of the lightning round is the hardest question in the world. Just kidding. Michael, where can people find information about your business, or whatever you can share with our
They
audience?
want to do
Or-
the franchise,
or the franchise, yeah.
Or if they just want to check out where to have your service.
Sure. Well, our main branch is in SM Seaside City, Cebu. It's actually Xoooom Autospa, the brand of the car wash. We're located at the second floor parking, mountain wing, near the spiral ramp. Or you may also ask the security guards as well where the car wash is. So that's actually our location. Basically, in SM City, Cebu, we are located at the third floor, in the covered area. So near the entrance of Cinema 5 to 8. That's actually where it's located. If you're from Mindanao or you're from Cagayan de Oro, we have in SM City Uptown, we actually located at the second floor as well, covered parking, as well as in SM City Downtown Premier,
Yes.
we're located at the third floor as well, near the entrance. For our SM City Lipa,
Wow,
it's actually in
lahat,
Batangas as well. We are located at the second floor, new parking building as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are actually open for franchising. So you can actually call me up, or you can actually visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Xoom SMC side. So
Yeah.
you can actually message us as well.
So that's the best way to contact you.
Yes.
Okay. So no website for now.
No website for now.
All right. So for those links for that link, we will post it on our links page, which is the big picture slash show, the big picture slash episode 61. So the big picture ph rather, the big picture dot ph slash episode 61. And yeah. So thank you so much, Michael, for
Thank you
Thank you,
very
Michael.
insightful interview. Really
Right.
good.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be posting
The video.
the video in our Facebook page, as well as like a final release in the big picture.ph/podcast. And yeah, stay tuned. We're all over where podcast is available. And so thank you again Michael, for sharing your life story. And guys, thank you so much for watching. As you know, Dave and I are working on a project called the 9 to 5 Entrepreneurs. If you're interested about that, send us a comment, a message in the Big Picture Philippines Facebook page, or an email. If I think I'm pretty sure it's there in the Facebook. If you want to know more about that, we'll be happy to send you some information. With that, guys, thank you so much for your time. This has been a great time to spend with you. This has been Joseph, and this has been
Dave, and this
this has
is
been
Michael.
Michael saying goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.